go Bullet. Part 2. So we're gonna start a track here, and we're gonna get right into it, man. Hope your weekend is going good. Bullet, pick up yourself every time. The Bullet Master. So we're continuing our adventures here of getting your music together here. Let's put up. We're gonna pull up the video here. And we're gonna check some stuff here. Let's see, I'll go back here. Everything's in the air like a ransom. Head hot up, me no match up, me no come no. Man a real bad job, never bad. Everything up over your head now. Alright, so a couple of things we need to do here is finish our rhythm here. So let's go ahead and see if we can find some drums here. Now we can use battery here. We're gonna look for some snare drum here. Something that can work. Let's see if we got something here. This is a very similar one right here. Let's see, the Yachts kit. Let's take a listen to the other one here. Okay, so that one is kind of common. Let's keep on going down here. See which one we use here. You can use any snare drum here, but we can find one here. Now this one here sounds like it may work. Definitely this one might work right here. It's punchy, it's clear, it's sounding acoustic. So let's take a listen here and see how he's been playing it. So in this one here, he's going. That's what he's doing with that, right? Like I said, the snare drum is of your choosing. You can pick what you feel like want to work, but I'm gonna work with this one here.
So I'm gonna bring this down a little bit here. So we're gonna play. That's what we're gonna play in there. Let's go back. Hit the button. Here we go. Go back. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna drop that down a little bit here. Let me boost up the go back on the master chain here a little bit. See where we are in terms of the overall volume here. So like I said, man, these styles are ridiculously easy. It's just a matter of practice. The more time you put in, you're gonna memorize all these things. So I'm gonna copy that performance there, push it out to the front. Now we need to do something about these toms here. To maintain clarity here, you know, we don't want to be having stuff that's dull. Keep in mind what contributes to a professional sounding track is, you know, instruments with clarity here. So I keep preaching it from time to time on this channel. We gotta get these things in order here. The toms, we need clarity here. I'm gonna start off with maybe a 10. Let's see if a percussive difference is gonna, or a compression is gonna make a difference here. I'm gonna add a little bit more punch here. Actually, let's boost the color here. What I like to do, if you come right here to THD, there's a little screw here, right there. What that does is, the arrow is right on top of it. It's gonna boost some of the circuitry coloration from the channel strip. It's not a preamp, unless you buy the unless you have the UAD SSL, which you do, or the official solid state one, the new one that comes. I think it's a 4KB SSL channel. It comes with a preamp, but that's a different thing. But this one here, I use it a lot to boost a little bit of a circuitry feel. It's almost like a preamp, but it's not a preamp, because you see this knob here. Even if I turn this up, if I go here, if I turn the knob, you're not really gonna get nothing much. That's V gain is like boosting the color, but this is the circuitry. So if I boost the THD, let's play the track here. Turn the screw to right. Off. On. Turn it down. It adds somewhat of a little bit of circuitry and a little bit of gain to the signal, because it's boosting a little analog on it. So Let's go back here. So as we listen back to these stuff, right? This is the thing. Whatever you do yesterday, or for example, what we did yesterday, we put the rhythm. We're putting the rhythm together here. We're also taking a list. We're taking out a mirror here. We're spinning the time machine back. Listen, checking stuff out. Is the kick still sound like it's meant to be in there? Is the drums, well, I'll just put in the snare drum. Is the synthesizer has clarity? Do we feel like we need to go back and make a decision? All this stuff is coming back in our checklist mind because we're adding elements to the rhythm section here. So. And of course, we gotta be careful of masking as well, right? Let's boost the neck just a little bit here. What I'm gonna do, I feel like it needs a little bit of clarity. I'm gonna boost a little bit of top end here. I'm gonna go to the peak in here. Go back to the track. Now, clarity will give you apparent. Sound clear is going to sound louder, so we might need to drop the level a little bit. So be careful of that. So now it comes to the next thing here. We need to add the hi-hats here. So the more we add elements to the creation of the track, the more we have to be double checking certain things, and the more we have to ensure that clarity and tone and strength is there. It's only a one card, man. It's not moving anywhere. That's exactly right, Bullet. That's just the nature of it. It's not like the other one where we were changing chords, but this one is the more original style. It's only one thing. One dun. That's it. Cause that's how the singer is singing. Is one card. They're not singing a melodious. Tempo kind of is melodious, but. You get what I'm saying, but good point. They're not moving anywhere. This rhythm is gonna, this track is gonna stay on one chord. Let's go ahead and put some hi-hats in here. I'm gonna start from the bottom here because I like to be random with the drum kits. It won't take us long to find a nice hi-hats here. A little bit too thin for me. Now this sounds more like it. We have the shaker and we have a closed hi-hat. We can use this. Let's go back and listen to basically the hi-hats is very simple and easy to use. We're playing the hi-hats like the kick drum. That's what we're doing. The kick drum is playing, the hi-hats are going to be playing. If I can go to the kick here, this is a snare. Let me label that one time. like I said, try to practice how to do the step recording function. Once you get it, man, it's gonna make things a whole lot easier. This is a kick drum. So what we're gonna do, we can do this, add the thing here, and that's good and interesting. Which is what they're playing, but you know, we like to make things come alive, right? So check what we're gonna do here. We're gonna deliberately leave some space, yeah, in between performance on a hi-hats track, and we're gonna fill those in with accent playing here to give it a little bit more, something that sounds like it's not easy, can be easily made. You want to stand out. So that's the beauty of step recording. I think I did a couple of videos on step recording before, but so I'm gonna go and play. Here we go. Now I wanna keep in mind, if I'm gonna play 1, 2, 3, and I want to accent to be playing, I would pause 1, 2, 3. So let me go ahead and play. Then I'm gonna pause on it. So we had these parts here. Now we have some parts that we need to fix. Let's go back. I'm going to show how we fill in these gaps. So we have two sections here. Let's play it back. Pause. 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 Okay, so I'm gonna left click and I want to make these as one. Hit the letter G. So now we have the entire performance as one MIDI bar or note, so we don't confuse ourselves here. So what I'm going to do now, here's a trick here. So we have this section here, and we can see the pause, the gap there. There's 3 gaps. We're going to fill those in. If we play the track, this is how it sounds, how it is right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take the left click here, and it's gonna bring us to this track here, right? So this is where our MIDI performance started. If I click here and I hit play, we can see the gaps. We have one area here, and we have another area right here, and we have another area, and then we continue to play. And I can just make random gaps that by just stop playing and just continue playing. So the good thing is, Studio One, once you engage the snap button, you're not going to get confused. You might say, well, but how do you know when to punch in the other notes? This is what we're going to do. We're going to play the same. We're going to be inputting the notes into the window. I'm not gonna play it like how I record. I'm just gonna press it. We're gonna insert the notes. Not on time because the Studio One has already rigged it to quantize on the bar. So what we're gonna do is adjust how that's being quantized. So for example here, make sure the snap is on there. This little icon right here, step recording. Technically, if we press some buttons here, no, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna turn on step recording here. You're gonna see it turns red, and these are the areas you're gonna make adjustments. You can either use this is a quantized note, the 30-second note. This is straight triplet. I normally bounce between. You can go all the way up to dotted if you want to see how that sounds. I'm gonna try the 32 note straight, and if you can see here, if I left click, it's snapping to the bar, so it's impossible for you to put something in there and it's not on time. It's still gonna play on the bar. Maybe it might not like the feel, but it still be on the bar. So if I go here and I hit the button that many times and then play it back, here we go. So you see how it speeds up. Let's reverse that. Maybe I want to start a little bit earlier, maybe from right here. Play 3 notes. Let's see what we got. Let's add a couple more there. That doesn't sound like I want it that way. Let's make an adjustment. Rather than continue to go that fast, I'm gonna take the 32-second note. I'm gonna switch it to 16 note. On the same area, I'm gonna hit the key that has the hi-hats note. As you can see, it changes the space time between there. I don't know if I can zoom in. As you can see, it's stretched out a little bit more. See, now that doesn't sound bad. It sounds like something Caribbean. Now listen to that again. So I'm just gonna keep that. We're gonna keep on going, and maybe I can start here, go back to the 32 note, see what we got, and go back again. Let's see what we want to do in this one. Maybe 232 note. Switch back to 16. See what we got. You see that effect? Because it started from a 32 note, it's like it's hard to explain. It's like a real-time drum roll. Let's go back here. Listen to the first one here. And just for experiment's sake, I can go here and I can choose a triplet, leave it at the 16 and see what we got. Let's see what we got there. Doesn't sound bad at all. And we can work with that. So if I'm not finished with that, I can go on the top right corner here, close, and go up here, close, and you can see the information is now being input into the bar. I can go in at any time and remove it, play another one. So you see, because of the snap is on and it's on automatic quantization. Well, it's off now. See if I turn it on, automatic quantization. The snap is on. You get, like I said, you know, you're gonna get the performance you want to get. So what I can do with that now, I can duplicate that entire bar and I can play that. Here we go. Let's bring down the hi-hats a little bit. snare drum sounds like it needs a little clarity here. So I'm gonna do what my ear is telling me. If I feel like it needs to be more clear, so we're gonna grab the EQ. Here we go. Right about there. So, now to go back in here, let's see what we got here. We have this thing here, right? Remember, you want to kind of keep yourself in check here. Keep reminding yourself, am I hearing everything? I'm hearing the French horns. I'm hearing the synth. I'm not getting any feeling that super low end. Let's bring that bass up. Now we need to bring that timpani up. Take up the kick a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. I'm gonna push the synthesizer a little bit more back the plate. Right about there. Here we have the French horns here. Now you can, like I said, arrange maybe certain parts. You take out the synth, put it back in. I'm just looping the whole thing so you can understand that whole element here. But let's say, okay, well that's pretty much what Kerry's doing. But let's say we want to add, give it something special. Let's bring in, let's see what we got here. Maybe I can bring in another instance of Dune here. Actually, yeah, let's bring in Dune here. Now, to add on top of what we got here, you gotta ask yourself, do I really feel like I need? I mean, like, this rhythm is good. I'll just you can use this rhythm as it is. If the artists put their lead, vocal doubles, whatever, it completes the track, right? Because vocal is like an instrument as well. But if I was to add something else to it to give it the bullet touch, I'd probably look for maybe the synth lead section here and see what we got. And depending on the sound, that's what's going to inspire what I play. So we already have a kind of dirty bass. We have the French horn, like the conch shell, a distorted synth. So keep these things in mind. We're not trying to repeat the process again. So whatever we add is minimal but has a big impact, Let's see how this sounds. anyway, let's see if we can find something more interesting here. It feels like we can almost use that as a French horn, but we already got the French horn already. That's because it goes, you know, that kind of. Probably we can use that dirt back. That's what it's called. I'm gonna throw some EQ on that one time. I don't want. It has a nice low end, but I want to see how much I can take out without losing the sub. That sounds just about right. So what we can do with that is probably do a technique where we do the, like I said, take the high octave note from top and the other one from bottom, which basically gonna sound like this. Right? Or we can try we can do that. That's what we got. Let's go back, play that back. Here we go. So I'm gonna put that to the front. Now what this sub is doing is we're getting invisible power here. We're not doing groovy, we're just adding some sub power to the track. I'm gonna bring it back. So I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna trim the end now. It's very important that when you're trimming, if you see the MIDI track is not trimming exact, you might need to zoom in a little bit more and then trim the end. If it's not directly landing on the same bar so you can duplicate how you want it. Let's play back the track. Now let's work on the EQ. I feel like there's still a little bit more sub coming out of this thing here. It's giving me a sense of sub power. You know, it's not like acoustic bass, right? I'm gonna try something on it. I'm gonna try the UAD distressor. It's known for dealing with bass, I believe even vocal and drums here. But what I'm gonna do, because this distressor here, if you can look on the screen here, it's taking out, I'd say, probably 20% more CPU. So I'm gonna probably render it in. But let's mess around with the controls, see what this is gonna do to the bass. I'm gonna switch 2 to 1 here, and I'm gonna. This is a ratio. Here we have the attack, release, and link detector. These modes here, well, I actually have the high pass. Let's turn that on. These modes is different circuitry of the compressor. So we know going right is slow release, going left is fast. That's how you tell how to use this compressor. Let's try attack. Left is gonna soften up a signal. Right is gonna let in more of the dynamics. I'm gonna go right. And of course, it's driven by input, right? Let's take a listen to the bass alone. I'm gonna take out the reverb. You know, most of the time the bass, unless you have a acoustic bass going on, use room if you want to kind of put a bass in a little bit of room, but you don't necessarily want to have some reverb on the bass all the time. Okay. Turn on high pass. Off. Let's go to this 3. You see red line comes on. Let's turn up the input. It's really crushing the bass. Off. On. Off. On. I'm listening to the low end when I put the high pass on. Let's see how it sounds with the track. High pass off. So to me, I'm getting a little bit of more distortion and more bass definition than I'm gonna render the inserts, because definitely this UAD distressor is eating a lot, 20% more CPU, which I do not need it to be doing that. I'm rendering the EQ as well, so why did we compress the bass? Well, slightly. Hold it intact and giving a little bit more gritty, you know. That's what the distressor is there for. Stress the signal. Let's see if we can get some more space here. I'm gonna increase the signal to the doubler from waves. Now, like I said, some more things we can do. What else can we add on top of it, Ray? Because from the time we put in the bass, it's like we're going extra here. Let's bring in let's fling in a couple percussions, so you can see the bass. I'm playing it very simple, very minimal. Boom, 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 boom. You know, because we don't want to change our flow. We're flowing with this style of beat here. Let's go into some percussions here. Maybe we can add a little bit more stuff. This is to give it the bullet feel, right? So even stuff like this can work. Stuff like that can work. You can play melodies like that. But I'm not trying to get melodious. I want to look for percussions. I'm gonna go in the Brazilian kit. Maybe we can add something like that right there. Pop, pop. let's go back. Play the track. Here we go. We're gonna rehearse. See how it sounds. So let's put that in here. We'll go back from the top. Here we go. Now, I'm still losing the timpani a little bit. Let's bring that up. I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna minimize the MIDI playing to the one bar and put it to the front, because like I said, my controller keeps glitching up sometimes, so that's what I gotta do to compensate here. Probably can pause right here to give a little octave. So the percussion and the timpani kind of going hand in hand, so you want to make sure it sounds like a timpani with a percussive hit. You know what I'm saying? Play back. Now, it's important that every instrument has a dominant space here. I want that because we took off the synth for like a verse part. We need to increase the hit. Let's bring it up. Push a reverb. Now, what kind of always wakes up beats? I'm gonna drop another presence in here. Is an open hats. It kind of helps give excitement most of the times for even groovy and power soca here. So if I can find an open hat sound, you can add that in there too. The legendary puppy bark. See if I can find a open hats here. Let me go on, need basic kit. We might need the API for this one here, because the hi-hat sounding dull, and API is one of the best EQ on the planet, particularly the UAD API. Because we can get clearer sound and not sounding harsh. Let's see how that sounds in the track. I'm gonna go back here. Go back. So let's go back. Here we go. I'm gonna play it back. Here we go. So you want to bring the level down so it matches the volume of the first hi-hat. Let's see how the snare is gonna sound if we put that in the room. Go back. So you see how by us taking the hi hats and with that step recording, how it's connecting with the open hats. We're creating movement and motion here. Let's add some clarity on this timpani. I feel like it needs to shine a little bit more here. Now these style, because it's one chord, this allows the artist, or what you hear Kerry's doing, that continued chant or that continued one tone kind of thing. If Destra would get on something like this, she would probably, because it's obviously it's in one chord, so every artist going on this beat here will have to compose their song singing a similar way. Maybe he's shouting out, and maybe the girl come in and say, "Walk your waist, da na na, walk your waist, da na na na." But because they're confined to that one chord. An artist, a professional artist, knows what key range they got to stay in. They're not gonna sing something outside the box. So these kind of thing is like boom blast. It kind of trajects that kind of performance because you're quarantined to one chord. So, and these minor chords enable you to push that kind of composition on soca. And I probably would stop there. If you're gonna add stuff, it's probably like crash, which is getting rare, or that big boom drop, boom. That you could do that, arrange the track, maybe take out a kick, bring that, and then, but that's about it. After that, you just gotta work on the vocals. Put the vocals, put some effects on the vocals, and you have a good melodious track. You have the timpani spinning there. It's big, wide. It's pushing. It's pulsing this track. We did what Carrie did, and we added more, and still sounding legit. So, like I said, the thing to take away from it is when you feel like you already constructed the rhythm and have all the ingredients, and you feel like you want to add a little bit more icing on the cake. When you add performance, every time you're adding in another performance, it's being less because we don't want to take away. Like even what we did with the bass, boom, 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 boom. That's all we're doing. The additional percussion, pop, 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 stuff that works, that's groove, that swings along with this beat. So think of it that way. Every time you're adding in something more, add less performance to it. More sounds, less performance. More sounds, less performance. The same thing with Groovy's power soca, because you don't want to clutter up the entire. These instruments are playing a role. They're doing a swing, so you don't want to screw up the flow. And that's how you do the carry thing. So I don't know if you got any questions about it. I know what to go on. Think too easy. It's too easy every time. Too easy. Let me know when Jadel is flying in, man. Jadel's gonna be recording at your house, going putting, do the bumper song, whatever. The thing is too easy, but I think the important thing for you to take away from it is less is more come under so many categories, but this is an example. It is a one chord, track. It's one chord, the same. What we in F minor, and it doesn't need to go anywhere because this is a jab jab. This is the sound. The island power of Bulhan. The whole thing. That's the nature of these productions. It's a one chord. Boom, boom. Like these melody right here. Like you can put that in trap. Da, da, ba, 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 ba. Yo, it's similar. It reminds me of trap. The way they put one melody. So this style here. The other one that we did last weekend is slightly different. We changed chords, but this one is one straight minor chord, which kind of pushes you to want to chant. That kind of thing. That's how it's called. So the track kind of drives the artist to want to sing that way, get aggressive, if I can say it that way. So it ain't too easy, man. Give us on the hot. So let me know if you got any questions, Studio One wise, VSTs wise, editing wise. How do you do step recording? How do you transfer the MIDI notes to MIDI files, whatever. Let me know if you have any trouble software wise. Other than that, keep your machine up to date. Keep Studio One up to date, and you shouldn't be having any problems. Be confident in your productions. Remember everything I've taught you, and I continue to teach you and remind you from time to time that most of the sounds we choose, we can make it work, but it has to have some kind of behavior that can work with like I said, certain maybe old retro guitars can still work if we play it right like a guitar, keeping things minimalistic. Like we don't need to feel like we're all over the place. Remember your playing styles, and soca becomes so easy to do. I'm very good at imitating other styles, but it's not really fun because that's somebody else's inspiration. But I like to maybe take what I like. See what we did? We take what Kerry did and we add a little bit more on top of it and make it an original. So that's how it goes, man. A lot of hits have been made by other songs inspired, and they create their own stuff. So there's literally no limit to how you want to create. Just you need to make sure certain things are in stone when it comes to percussions, drums, bass movement. Even if it's a crappy bass and the bass is playing the correct swing, it's still gonna sound good. Just that the bass might sound a little flabby, but I'm sure you can make that work if that's the intention of the sound. So but yeah, that's it for today's lesson, man. The rhythm is too easy. Easy thing, too easy for the bullet. I'm gonna send you these videos tomorrow as soon as they render out on YouTube, and maybe you can review it, get inspired. Let me know if you have any stuff coming up, if anybody link you on the project side of things. Maybe you saw a VST or a workstation want me to get. Let brother know, or Ray know what's up with it, what's going on your side of the world. But I'm gonna stop there, man, and hope you enjoy your Sunday, man. Thank you for always taking the time and supporting my channel, my page. Hats off to you. Wouldn't be able to do all this is one for you and a few others to keep this thing going, because we're in it for the love, not the likes, and it's only going to keep getting better and better every time. So peace out, bullet, and blessed Sunday every time the bullet side.